The Book of True Life, Teachings of the Divine Master, Volume 10, Teaching 278. Beloved disciples, once again I say to you to be alert and pray because the material body is weak. When it is weak, the material body can cause the spirit to separate from the true path. The spirit that knows how to be vigilant never separates from the path that God wants it to follow, using its spiritual gifts and heritage to evolve. It is able to triumph over the ordeals by being vigilant and not allowing the material body to dominate. Thus, the one who stays alert and prays always triumphs over difficult ordeals and knows how to walk the path of life. Life is very different for the individual who is not alert and who does not pray. Voluntarily, he chooses not to use the weapons of faith, love, and wisdom that I have given to him to defend himself. He does not listen to his conscience and ignores his intuition and dreams because his heart and mind are unable to comprehend them. Thus, he does not allow his own spirit to guide him. A man can avoid many ordeals if he would be vigilant, pray, and allow himself to be guided by his spirit. But man prefers to listen to the scientists who can only answer questions related to the material nature. Since they lack spiritual enlightenment, they cannot guide man spiritually. The spirit of man needs to awaken so that he may truly know himself. Thus, he will discover the spiritual gifts that I have given him to help him in his struggles. Today, man is similar to a dry leaf that has been separated from the tree of life, at the mercy of the winds and encountering numerous ordeals. Although I sent man to earth to perfect himself and to become a ruler of all things that exist on this planet, he is weak and fragile. The time has come for man to awaken and to begin to pursue the truth. He needs to eliminate his material ambitions, foolishness, and spiritual ignorance. Do not avoid the spiritual enlightenment that I am bringing you, for I have brought these revelations to awaken you. Soon you will see a shining star in the heavens that will help you find the true path. Humanity is presently lost because it lives in a state of spiritual ignorance. Man is materialistic, selfish, and lives an unproductive life. He has separated himself from the divine law, which is the essence of life. My blessed people, is your heart not touched when I speak to you of humanity in this manner? Do you not think immediately of the delicate mission that I have given to you to fulfill? I speak to you in this manner so that you will prepare yourself, because the time is coming when my messengers will appear on earth. Some of you who have heard my teachings during this period will be among those messengers. Only those who have purified their hearts will be sent to different lands and nations to spread my message. Only they will be worthy to offer testimony of the truth of my revelations to their brethren. My messengers will have removed all religious fanaticism from their hearts when they depart to other lands. They will not be interested in praise nor glorification by others, nor will they dare to disgrace themselves by accepting monetary rewards for the charity they perform. They will not sell their miracles nor put a price on their love for one another. They will be servants, not kings. The time will come when you will comprehend the greatness of true humility. You will observe that the one who has known how to be a slave has in reality attained freedom to fulfill his mission of practicing charity and deeds of love, thus fulfilling his heart with faith, trust, and peace. On the contrary, the individual who has crowned himself king without deserving to do so is in reality a slave to his material ambitions and selfish desires. Although he rules nations, he experiences great misery because he lacks faith, confidence, tranquility, and spiritual peace. If you wish to be truly inspired in your spiritual battle, be prepared to help your fellow men, and you will feel joy each time that you comfort one who is sad, heal one who is ill, or save one who is lost. There is no other pleasure on earth that can offer you that same satisfaction and joy. When you experience that type of joy, it is because your spirit has battled and elevated itself. I am aware that deep within your heart you are asking, what will happen to us once we no longer have the warmth of this word? You ask that because your spirit senses that a time of suffering will occur on earth once my manifestation comes to an end. 16. I say to you that you have nothing to fear if you practice my teaching, but those who have forgotten to pray, to practice charity, and have ignored the spiritual gifts that they possess should become concerned. Pray for those individuals. When you begin to follow my path, you will become spiritually enlightened and experience spiritual peace. Teach your brother the correct way to pray. Help him to realize that it is his spirit that needs to communicate with the Spirit of God. Man does not pray spiritually. His prayers are mostly verbal prayers, expressing his anguish, lack of faith, non-conformity, and lack of trust in God. Help your brother to comprehend that he does not need to inflict pain on his body in order for me to feel mercy and charity for him. The individual who does that is unaware of the gifts that please me the most and is unaware of the great love and mercy that I have for my children. Do not think it is necessary that I see you in tears and in pain to offer you my mercy. If that were true, I would be harsh, insensitive, indifferent, and selfish. Do those defects exist in the God whom you love? You have not taken the time to truly know me. That has occurred because you have not allowed your mind to be guided by your spirit. I frequently speak to you of prayer because it is necessary for you to discover the great strength and virtue that it contains. The time has come for your spirit to fulfill the great mission that it was given, and prayer is the greatest weapon that it will use in its battle. The individual who knows how to pray becomes a soldier of God because his spirituality makes him invincible. The world is unaware that he is using his weapons of love. He sows spiritual enlightenment where there is spiritual ignorance, destroys evil intentions, and sows peace with his love. He does not need material means to complete his mission because he fulfills it as if he were already in the spirit. I have given humanity sufficient time to awaken spiritually, but that time is now coming to an end. Man needs to take only a few more steps along his journey on earth before he will be ready to penetrate humbly into the kingdom of love. You may still see a powerful individual who, in order to reign on earth, wants to conquer and destroy someone else who is also powerful. He is unaware that the power that he seeks will not be granted because he is going beyond the limits of man's free will. After the battle, the man who has triumphed will want to shout to proclaim his victory, but he will observe that his new empire is filled with corpses, destruction, and misery. That will be the end of the wars on earth. Man will not be able to say that I have prevented him from making scientific advancements, nor that I stopped him from pursuing his ambitions and desires for greatness. I have allowed him to follow his path to the end, because all human things must come to an end. He created a world according to what he wanted and destroyed it himself, because the world that he created lacked a firm foundation. For what can man blame me? Moreover, when man is suffering greatly and becomes horrified observing the result of his deeds on earth, he will then beg for my pity and forgiveness. Only at that moment will the spirit of man no longer be a prisoner. It will begin to seek the Divine Father, whom it has previously ignored. In the past, if a spirit remembered the Father, it was only to defy his power. Man is going to become aware of my justice, which contains no vengeance. If I were a vengeful God and unleashed that vengeance upon humanity, man would become stained instead of becoming purified. However, my justice is designed to help your spirit regain its purification. Behold, while man is drifting toward his own destruction, I am preparing everything for his salvation and resurrection. Although man will have to first experience great suffering, that suffering is necessary to help man truly repent and to help him remain faithful to my law. My love will save everyone and will offer each being the opportunity to return to me. You will realize that I am the all-powerful and the one who truly prevails. However, I will not reign over beings who are defeated, humiliated, and dead. My triumph will be a true triumph because I will reign over beings who are victorious. You are similar to our garden that I have cultivated with great care, not allowing any bad weeds to grow in that garden. I have allowed the flowers to grow and to blossom so that those visiting my garden will enjoy themselves. They will be able to rest under the shade provided by the trees and take refuge from the harsh weather outside the garden. The peace that you sometimes experience disappears when you go through moments of hardship and difficult times. During that period, the harsh winds and storms assault my garden and orchard, shaking the trees and stripping them of their flowers. During those difficult moments, you wonder why you are experiencing such harsh ordeals. I say to you that those harsh winds and storms help to remove the dry leaves and bad fruits from the trees. They also help to remove those things that should not exist in my garden. When my garden begins to blossom and to offer its fruits according to my will, I will open its doors and invite people from other lands to enter. I will then offer them the fruits that are most pleasing to take back to their lands. 33. I bless those winds that have been shaken by the harsh winds, but that have remained strong. Even though they have temporarily lost all leaves from their branches, new leaves have quickly regrown. Once the ordeal is over, you are amazed to observe how the bad fruits and dry leaves have fallen from your tree. I have gave you the strength to resist and to cope with the ordeal and the enlightenment to comprehend the meaning of that divine lesson. What would you tell me if I were to ask you, what are the bad fruits that your tree sometimes produces? You would quickly respond that those bad fruits represent your brethren who are not pure and virtuous, who have not amended their sins, and who offer nothing good to God. However, I say to you that the bad fruits are not your brethren. They are not the ones who have been removed from my garden by the harsh winds and storms. The bad fruits are the bad habits, the negative emotions, and the errors that are committed within my doctrine of love. The dry leaves represent all those unnecessary practices that are still practiced by my disciples. These include rituals, material worship, symbolism, and forms that pertain to a distant past. Today, those unnecessary practices are like dry leaves that lack life and have been removed from the tree of life. If one of you were considered a bad fruit according to my doctrine and unworthy of my love and justice, then it would not be true doctrine. That doctrine would lack charity toward those who have sinned, lack love for the needy, and would demonstrate that it could not convert sinners into virtuous individuals. You are aware that I have not come to reject anyone, nor to cast aside any of my children. I have come only to extract all impurities and evil from their hearts and to teach them to cast aside all bad that is preventing man from truly fulfilling my law. If I had to reject those who were imperfect and receive only those who were righteous and just, truly I tell you that no one would be chosen. All of you are imperfect. There is no one truly righteous and just. The greatest of my doctrine is its ability to bring salvation to sinners. 41. Be thankful that the Father has come to explain his doctrine, because humanity has always changed and distorted my teachings, making those things that are truly virtuous appear as if they were not. Each one forms a part of my garden. You are being cultivated by my word, although you have not yet blossomed and produced fruit. Truly, I tell you that you will begin to blossom when you communicate with the Father from spirit to spirit. Also, your tree will produce fruits when your deeds are filled with love, wisdom, and truth, bringing life, nourishment, and inspiration to your brethren. I have given you my teachings through human spokesmen during this third era, but this has only served as a period of preparation. My spirit manifests itself materially through human spokesmen. Therefore, I say to you that you should not think of this manifestation as the final and perfect communication with God. This communication is preparing you and bringing you closer to achieving the perfect communication with God. I frequently convey this message so that when this period comes to an end, you will be fully prepared to enter into the new era. You will then agree that human spokesmen are not necessary for one to receive divine inspiration, because my inspiration will come to every spirit. You will receive my mandates, feel my presence, and hear my voice through that inspiration. The individual who is today becoming spiritually prepared will become my disciple during that period. He will no longer summon the Father as he does today to tell him, Father, come help me because I need your assistance. Rather, he will be able to spiritually elevate himself and tell the Father, My beloved Father, I present myself before you to listen to you and to fulfill your divine will. Be aware, my people, that the revelations that I have given you through human spokesmen do not represent all of the revelations that I will give to man. I have given you great revelations through human spokesmen, but that does not represent all of my infinite wisdom and knowledge. I tell you once again, you are being prepared during this time to enter into a period of great spirituality. 50. You are beginning to develop your spiritual gifts, but they will fully develop after this manifestation comes to an end. Allow me to prepare you today so that when you listen to my teaching, you will rejoice and not be sad that I am no longer manifesting myself in this manner. Your spirit will remember the first era when the people of Israel heard the voice of Jehovah like thunder and perceived his presence as bright lightning in the sky. Those people were given the law of God carved in stone, and also were given manna, which symbolized the bread of eternal life. Your conscience will remind you of the time when I dwelt among mankind in the second era. I came in human form so that man could perceive me, listen to me, and comprehend what I had to say. I came to awaken him spiritually through the wonder of my miracles, giving him proof of my love. I granted man what he requested so he could believe in me. I granted him forgiveness, patience, miracles, blessings, and even my life. You will also remember this period when mankind was able to comprehend my teachings given through human spokesmen. You will then weep, shedding tears of sadness and joy. You will feel sad because you will realize that your progress has been slow along the spiritual path. Because of your stubbornness, the Father always had to descend to visit you in your state of misery and lack of spiritual enlightenment. You will also shed tears of joy knowing that you are about to enter into a new era, despite your lack of spiritual enlightenment. In this new era, you will no longer sacrifice your Father, nor will you summon him, asking him with tears in your eyes to save you from the abyss. Now you will be able to elevate your spirit and communicate with him spiritually. Why would there be any sadness when the last day of this manifestation arrives? That last day will mark the beginning of a new era of greater spiritual enlightenment and perfection for man, a time of spiritual festivity among my people. Truly, I tell you that once you become spiritually prepared, I will reveal greater teachings than the ones that I have presented to you. However, when are you going to truly analyze and comprehend the teachings that I have given you through the human spokesman? When will you tell me that you have truly understood the essence of those teachings? Do not fear, for if you make a true effort to study my teachings and practice them, I will guide you until the end of your path. Remember that I am the light that illuminates your path. My people, I want you to recognize the blessed heritage given to you by the Divine Master since the beginning of time when he chose you to offer testimony of the truth in this era. My light has followed you as you have traveled the difficult paths of your long pilgrimage. You are spiritually prepared to receive my message in this third era. Thus, you are able to recognize me and not separate from me due to any doubts. This is why, when you stop to meditate, you are amazed that you have been able to free yourself from the things that have enslaved you. You do not regret having followed this path, for you have seen the great virtue and truth of my doctrine. You are well aware of the path that you are following and what you have chosen to do. There are no mysteries in my revelations and my teachings, only spiritual enlightenment. 61. The spiritual gifts that you possess, but which were previously dominant, gradually will begin to develop as you begin to acquire spiritual enlightenment from my teachings. As you become more spiritually enlightened, you will realize that you have been in a state of spiritual darkness. Although I did not come to surprise you, you were surprised. I have never wanted my children to perceive me as a mysterious God, although many things remain mysterious to them. I have come to help you discover the truth. Give thanks to the Lord that you are once again following the true path. You should not be satisfied just knowing that you are on the path, but become aware that you need to progress along the path until you reach me. You are the disciples of a spiritual doctrine and are well aware that you still have much to learn and to fulfill. Along that path, my love will accompany you. My word will encourage you, and my charity will strengthen you so that you will not weaken. You will harvest the fruits that you are now sowing when you attain a higher level of spirituality. My word is spiritually enlightening humanity, occurring precisely when it was prophesied in the past. Although only a few have witnessed my manifestation during this period, the time will come when my heritage will spread throughout the world. For now, those witnessing my manifestation have focused on listening to my teachings. When my manifestation comes to an end, there will arise among you disciples who will carefully study my doctrine and will be committed to its essence. They will practice true deeds of love that will convince humanity of the truth of this doctrine. Today, I observe that many of my disciples are still confused because they are practicing rituals and traditions that are not a part of my doctrine. Once you have carefully analyzed and studied my teachings, you will cease to practice those rituals and traditions and truly will begin to worship God spiritually. When that occurs, all of my disciples will become spiritually united. Although you believe that you fully comprehend the mission that I have given to you, as well as the greatness of this doctrine, I say to you that you will develop a true understanding once this manifestation ceases and after you have carefully studied my teachings. You will find that all things are clearly explained in my teachings. Everything will be understood and nothing will be confusing and mysterious. But you will need to dedicate some time to meditate on these teachings. After you are prepared, you will share these teachings with your brethren, offering them spiritual enlightenment, peace, and true comfort. That is your mission. Because it is your mission, I am asking those of you who witness this revelation what you have done to fulfill that mission. Pray, be alert, and prepare yourself so that you will give these teachings to your brethren in the same manner that I have given them to you. Truly I tell you that if you give them in that manner, my doctrine will triumph and withstand all judgments, battles, and analysis that people would have concerning my teachings. If you are going to present my doctrine to humanity, you will need to verify your words with deeds of love. Only thus will you be able to withstand the ordeals that you will experience, as well as the judgment and criticism from your brethren. You will triumph if you apply my teachings to your daily life, practicing them with true spirituality and without fanaticism. My peace be with you.